Ladies and gentlemen, I am Irina Chkerenaya. I am a principal of Kutaisis. It's great honor to host you on this online meeting. Thank you very much for joining us, listening, and let's welcome.
Okay, it's my pleasure to extend to American people my most sincere congratulations on the occasion of the Independence Day of the United States of America. I'm here, one of the English teachers at school number 17, and I would like to express my gratitude to the USA State Department for this opportunity to address you. America is the most important strategic partner of Georgia, and the United States University's contributions to deepening our relations is priceless. Georgians are extremely appreciative and thankful for the support of the American ambassador. And now, my dear friend and colleague, Mrs. Manana, will inform you about the relationships between Kutaisis Public School number 17 and the USA Embassy. Please, Manana.
Ladies and gentlemen, my congratulations with the Independence Day of America, July the 4th. I'm Manana Metravelli, an English teacher. Our historical school 17 dates several decades. It was founded by Mariam Pauktishvili. She was a brilliant woman, performer, and innovator. Since then, our school has been following its traditions. And again, woman director, Mrs. Irina, continues to lead successful educational challenges, not only in our country, but abroad too. More than 1,400 students study, grow, and form as well-adjusted human beings. It is a real testimony of existing, stimulating, action-oriented learning environment at our school. The key of our success also greatly depends on our close relationships with the US Embassy and its support, which started in 2009 with the performing the project America the Beautiful, dedicated to American people's history and tradition. Cultural and national values of American society has been significant for our students, and many impressive events were devoted to them. American Poetry Evening was a real celebration of poetry, music, and love. Celebration of Christmas was depicted in the play Christmas Cuckoo. Struggling to be free and independent was inspiration for students to perform literary historical panorama I Have a Dream, dedicated to July the 4th. To walk fearlessly towards difficulties, try to fight for equality was represented in the play Wonder, performed also by our students. Having appreciated the values of American people, students realized that love, respect, peaceful coexistence, and priceless for humankind, and the composition Thanksgiving Day carried out at our school is a real declaration of sympathy, support, and tolerance. It is a short list of jointly implemented projects under the guidance of constant support of the United States Embassy and American volunteers. I live the hope that our relationships will last long, which will guarantee a more splendid future of our youngsters. Thank you very much for attention.
Thank you, Manana. Tias Maris,
Okay. So thanks a lot, Manana, for your interesting presentation. And now I'd like to introduce my students, and let's celebrate this wonderful holiday together, the Day of Relationships, Respect, Appreciation, and Sharing of Values.
Hello, dear guests. The students of Kutaisis Public School number 17, the new generation of Georgia. With deepest respect and gratitude, we salute American heroes who fought for the independence of the United States of America. Happy 4th of July, dear Americans. We are ready for the virtual celebration. God bless America. Thank you for your encouragement and support.
Greetings from Kutaisis, the city of roses and May. Kutaisis is the cradle of ancient civilization in Georgia, always served as a main cultural and educational center of the region. It was founded around 4 millennia ago. Nowadays, it is the third largest city and one of the most popular tourist destinations in Georgia. However, its history goes back to ancient times where legends and reality get mixed. Kutaisis, the capital of Khalqis, was the land where Jason and the Argonauts arrived in their search for the legendary Golden Fleece.
And Mate, do you know that the Galati Monastery is a UNESCO World Heritage Site? American ambassadors created and led the American Georgian Diplomatic. The GRAP Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation was established in 2001 to help preserve culture for around the world. The first grant into Georgia was made in the same year. This year has been 16 grants to different titles in Georgia, but the biggest one is Keli, the magnificent culture as it considers to be a bridge between Georgia and the United States. This is a really important and worthwhile endeavor. Thank you to ambassadors and everyone for your support.
Furthermore, NIA, the United States-Georgia Strategic Partnership Commission comprises 4 bilateral working groups on priority areas identified in the Chart for Democracy, Defense and Security, and Economic Trade and Energy issues, and also people-to-people and cultural exchange.
It should be noted that while working on different projects, we acquired valuable knowledge about American culture, traditions, and values of American people. We appreciate American people and respect them. With respect comes understanding, and with understanding comes peace. We are tiny pieces of global democracy and are linked together to build our future.
Absolutely right, Zura. Freedom does not come easily. Americans have fought bravely and many have lost their life defying freedom. On 4th of July 1776, Continental Congress approved the final version Declaration of Independence. This was a great day in the history of America and whole world as well.
We hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This quote is taken from the Declaration of Independence and was written by brave men, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, John Hancock, and others who united 13 colonies of the United States and created this country 224 years ago. They believed that freedom was worth fighting and dying for.
Yes, President Washington was described by one of his officers during the Revolutionary War as first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen. He was first in war because he was the leader of the American Revolutionary Army that defeated the British. He was first in peace because he was the first leader, first president of the brand new nation of the United States that was a peaceful nation. And he was first in the hearts of his countrymen because of his perseverance and dedication. He left a prominent impact on them and became an example to set throughout history.
The story of America is our striving and ongoing to live up to our founding ideals, to understand the country's meaning, its promise and possibilities. Abraham Lincoln became the United States 16th president in 1861, issuing the Emancipation Proclamation that declared forever free those slaves with the Confederacy in 1863. A struggle Dr. Martin Luther King and so many others gave their lives for, to live up to words that made the United States a beacon, inspiring people with ideals that still light the world. Mate, please, let's recall Martin Luther King's immortal speech.
Dr. King famously declared, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today, and this will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, it is of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, the land where my fathers died, the land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true."
Martin Luther King's and the American people's wish will come true. The Statue of Liberty stands with pride overlooking America. Lady Liberty, breaking the chain and shackles of tyranny and accepting democracy.
What does freedom and democracy mean to you guys, and why is it vitally important in our life?
We are young Democrats of Georgia who love, appreciate, learn, and continue to grow. The desire to be a free person is our right. To be free means you respect, love, and care others. So today, let us renew our commitment to human rights. Everyone is entitled to dignity and respect, and everyone should be able to live free from violence.
Share love, share friendship, share color.
I am not black. I mean, that's what the world calls me, but it's not me. The moment I was born, I didn't say, hey, everybody, I'm black. No, I was taught to be black, and you were taught to call me that. Along with whatever we call ourselves, it's just a label.
That is our mission.
Never give your box to check. White, black, Mexican, Asian, Native American, Middle Eastern, Indian. No, we will be one. We will be together. No longer living in the error of calling human beings black people or white people. This is a label that refers black as something, a person for who they are, but instead through the judgmental, prejudicial, artificial features of who we think they are.
That is our mission, and that is not my opinion. There is a truth in the world that sold us fiction. Please listen, labels only destroy our vision, which is why half of those watching this will dismiss it or feel resistant and conflicted. But just remember, pigs were not meant to be slapped with labels like groceries, the supermarkets.
DNA cannot be regulated by the FDA,
We were meant to be free.
and only until you remove them all and stop living and thinking so small.
We will be free to see our depths for each other, for who we truly are.
Love, respect, and care for each other.
The US has always been a beacon of freedom and liberty for other nations, as well as a main pillar for peace and stability worldwide. Considering such a turbulent and changeable environment due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, we remain confident that under your leadership, the United States will successfully persevere through the existing challenges and achieve new heights for its prosperous development. We all pray for the world.
Independence is a value the Georgian people have fought for many times. That's why we know how precious it is. For many centuries, it was not easy to preserve our culture, traditions, and the language. In 1991, Georgia regained its independence. We are also proud of the Georgian heroes who sacrificed their lives for the independence of the motherland. David აღმაშენებელი, King Tamari, Zviad Gamsakhurdia, Merab Kostava, Georgi Antsukhnelidze, Archil Tatonashvili, and many others.
And guys, do you know the exact countries which supported us in period of hardship?
Yes, surely many European countries have supported us, but the most prominent one would be America, the land of free. As JFK once said, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but rather ask what you can do for your country. That's because America cares for the people, with each one equal in the eyes of the government, society, and law, because it is made up of a diverse array of ethnic groups that have helped shape major American values like individuality, unity, integrity, tolerance, and democracy.
And dear friends, I have the same question. What can we do for our country?
Zura, I think we will get high quality of education. It's our best tool. It will be the best investment in our future life and our country prosperity. We are dedicated to working hard because we are the leaders of the Georgia and take inspiration from the words and action of great American great leaders. The process has already started, and the best young examples are Elena Swanidze, Georgi Khutidze, and Tegla Gabiskeria, who are recent exchange from the students the Flex program.
Hello, my name is Tekla Gabiskeria. I am the Flex finalist. My aim and my dream was to go and study in the US. So I took part in this program and successfully passed all rounds of Flex Challenge. I will study one academic year in the USA high school while living with the American host family, who will provide me with endless opportunities to learn about new culture and new values. And besides, I will be younger boy of my country in the US, just like how Georgi and Elena was. But due to ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the program has been postponed, but this is only temporary, and I will still be able to get education in the country of opportunity.
Could you please tell us, Ms. Tay, about the educational program suggested by the American Embassy?
Okay, with great pleasure, Nick. School number 17 has been collaborating for several years with American embassies through a number of educational projects. Teach and Learn with Georgia, TLG program, English language through civic education, else program, G-Pride, civic and tech through English language, CTL program funded by USA Department in collaboration with Piet International Georgetown University, training educators for excellent project funded by Millennium Challenge corporations. I would like to attract your attention that $1,050 million were invested in equipping schools and universities with modern technologies, establishing scientific labs, carrying out innovative educational projects. In 2018, school number 17 was awarded a grant from the Millennium Challenge Corporation. This grant has transformed our school into a state-of-the-art facility. So it's true that this educational program gives teachers an invaluable opportunity to learn innovative teaching methods and strategies to make second language acquisition more effective and enjoyable for our students. So finally, I would like to mention that such kind of program will give us an opportunity to not only become an effective teacher myself, but to continue to lead the education reform efforts in my country and share experience with other teachers, which are very useful and fruitful both for us to master in teaching English.
Thanks, Ms. Tia. We are lucky to be participating in all these projects.
Okay.
Yes, Independence Day is a time for family members to reunite and relax. Cooking and grilling traditional summer foods, hamburgers and hot dogs, have backyard parties in neighbors, and baking Independence Day cake. Now let's see what our lead friends have done.
Hello, everybody. Happy Independence Day. I am Kesson. I am Saba. Look, Saba, what a beautiful cake. We baked this special patriotic cake with the colorful sprinkles and fruit decorations. You can see the lovely red, white, and blue colors of the American flag on dessert. Kesso, I think it's very delicious. Of course, Saba, let's make a wish. God bless America. God bless Georgian. Happy Independence Day, dear America. Happy the 4th of July. Happy the 4th of July. Happy the 1st of July, dear America. Happy Independence Day, dear America.
Dear guests,
Manana, please introduce the guest, please.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Dear guests, our virtual celebration is coming up to the end. But before, I would like to represent our guests once again, the U.S. Ambassador, Ms. Kelly Дэgnанс, John Pიანowsky, Professor of Educational Leadership at the University of Arkansas, Professor Mrs. Sandra James, Professor Mr. Zurab Muskudiani, John Amato, former Peace Corps volunteer, Kutaisi American Corner, and representatives from the Ministry of Education and Science of Georgia. And I would like to attract your attention once again and address our honorable guest, the United States Ambassador, Mrs. Kelly Дэgnанс. We would be grateful if you would mind sharing your impressions towards our virtual celebration. Please.
Technical difficulties earlier, so we've got here, but I'm really honored to be with you today, and I'm so inspired by your God Bless America presentation here. Besides being beautifully done, it is just so heartwarming to hear you talk about what my country stands for and how much it has in common with your country. Obviously, we've had a long friendship with the Kutaisi Public School number 17. So for me, it really is a great privilege and pleasure to be joining you today in this celebration. I hope to come and visit you at some point soon. But I do want to thank you also for the wonderful partnership that we've had through the Millennial Challenge Corporation renovation and the way that we've been able to help support your efforts to improve the way you learn and the way you're able to experience America through this program. Of course, special thanks to the director and to the teachers for all your hard work, but the students obviously have such wonderful enthusiasm. Of course, your English is terrific, and I'm very, very impressed. I hope I could even get close to that in trying to study Georgian, which is quite difficult for me. But as some of the students mentioned, you know, this 244th anniversary of the United States birthday, which is what we call the day the Declaration of Independence was signed, it is an important time to reflect on how far America has come and how far we still have to go in terms of accomplishing those unalienable rights that you mentioned of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all American citizens. This is a struggle that my country continues to try to improve the way we honor the rights of every citizen in the United States. And sometimes, like, we take a step forward, sometimes we slide back a little bit, but we're always trying to make progress toward that goal of true equality for all Americans. And I think it's important also what the Declaration says about creating governments that are not to limit rights, but to protect people's rights. And in a country like Georgia, where you are building your democratic institutions and strengthening them, it's so important to remember that government is there to protect your rights. And those pillars of democracy need to be strong and independent so that they can support each other. And I think Georgia has made some impressive progress over the 29 years of independence. And what is really important is how committed Georgians are to continuing that work that is involved in strengthening your democracy. That takes courage and determination. Simamatse and Mizan Sandasa Huloba. I admire that, as we have a lot of things in common. Georgians also had to fight for their independence many times. You've shown remarkable Simamatse and Damizan Dasas Huloba in making your democracy. Again, I think what we both in Americans and Georgians is that willingness, the hard work to bring about the dream of our countries. For Georgia, free, secure, prosperous, democratic Georgia. And I think Georgia has been a wonderful model and inspiration, not just for countries in this region, but many, many, many countries that are driving the way Georgia to become a democracy. That between the United States and between Americans and Georgians, not just having fought for our democratic rights, but of being willing to continue to strive to make our institutions stronger and more representative of our people, is one of the important part of the values that we share. This year is the anniversary of the year that women got to vote in all the states in America, a very important symbol of progress in the United States. What I thought was interesting is Georgia was way ahead of us. You elected 5 to your parliament in 1919. So you were 100 years in many ways. And I think we will continue to inspire each other, Georgians and Americans, through programs like God Bless America and the many ways we cooperate together. But I'd like to say again, it's a huge honor for me, for the rest of the U.S. Embassy, to have the chance to work with Khouthaysi Public School number 17 and to celebrate America's birthday with you on Saturday, today and on Saturday. So, Zalian Didi Maloba, thank you very much for letting me join you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it's a great honor for me to warmly greet our close friend, Dr. John Pionowski, Professor of Education Leadership at University of Kansas, who visited our school 2 years ago with his wonderful son, Jack. My students and I never forget your visit, your discussions, your feedback and appreciation, George. I'm so sorry that Katie Mami says religion's wife couldn't manage to join us for some reasons. Katie is a professor of and associate dean at University of Arkansas. So she's my classmate, my social inspiration, my role model. So absolutely, Sissy, telling you that she's highly respected not only by students and staff of University Arkansas, but the whole Georgia proud of her as well. So, John, we'll be very grateful if you tell us about your relationships with Georgia and share your impressions.
Kamarajova, thank you. This was so wonderful. I want to thank you for inviting me. I think I teared up a little bit listening to the students. And it was just, I want to thank all of the teachers, the educators. It's so clear how hard you work, how much you care. And every time I see the students from school number 17, I walk away so deeply impressed. I don't often have a way of finding the words. And I work in words for a living. So I just want to let you know just how wonderful this presentation was. And the thing I think I want to relay the most is that for me, Kutaisi is a second home for me now. And it's a second home because the people of Kutaisi were such good friends to me when I was there. They opened their hearts up to me. They opened their homes up to me. And one of the things that I feel walking away from these experiences with the students and with Georgians is that they're very, very good at being good friends. And I think that Georgia as a country is just such a very good friend to America. And one of the ways in which people are good friends is that they help each other be the best version of themselves. And as I listened to the students today, I couldn't help but see all the ways in which they see the best of America, the ideals of America, how they embrace those, but they're not afraid to ask hard questions of America, just like a good friend would. And so for me, one of my goals walking away from this is to do everything I can to help America also realize what a good friend they have in Georgia. The students, my entire experience living in Kutaisi, I walked away just so impressed with how bright they are, how hard they worked. And they would often ask questions. One of the first questions I know I got when I was at school 17 was about the American dream. And the question turned and they asked, so what does that mean for the Georgian dream? And so I guess for me, my main experience walking away from working with all of you and from now seeing this today is that I think those dreams are very much the same. A dream where people are treated with respect, people are treated equally, where people are good friends to each other, where we help each other through a crisis. These are just simple ideas of not just good government, but just humanity. And so I want to thank you. This experience just made me feel so much pride for being an American and so much pride for being an adopted Georgian. Didi Madloba, thank you very much.
Our highest gratitude and appreciation. We are so grateful for your support, John. Thanks a lot. Okay. Everyone knows Zura Mushkodiani, a successful Georgian teacher, a professor, charismatic and multi-talented person. His desire to continuously learn, grow professionally, and develop his skills through further education and trainings. Being communicable and friendly, he's always willing to help others, to share his knowledge and experience with his friends and colleagues. Zura, please.
Thank you so much.
Introduce your friend and wonderful lady.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning and good evening. Happy Independence Day to my fellow Americans. Every July 4th, the United States of America nation celebrates its independence and freedom. Americans, national heroes who fought and laid down their lives to secure and independence as a nation deserve to be remembered, not only on the 4th of July, but always as they do. It is a great honor to attend this online meeting today. I would like to express my benevolent attitude to American people and governments who so generously have been supporting and providing and helping Georgians. For me, it's emotional because being here, I have explored a lot of things And I'm so emotional now because Mrs. Kelly's ambassador's words, courageous, being bloody, it's really amazing. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. Without no tears, I could not express my gratefulness towards you, my deep gratefulness towards you. Sorry for my tears. This is frank and sincere tears. I dedicated my whole life to teaching of English language, and I do love English and the USA, where I have been for over the 3 years. Personally speaking, I had a great opportunity to attend teacher trainer summer program TOTSI, financed by the USA Embassy, organized PH International, Georgetown University, and World Learning Seat Graduate Institution 2016. It was extremely beneficial for us in terms of enhancing our cultural awareness, educational and professional learning methods. Moreover, I was fortunate enough to attend another training program, English language through civic education. It was an intensive program to develop content-based student-focused teaching skills that use civic and cultural themes as a means of mobilizing students' engagement and participating in English language learning. As I told and mentioned, I have been here over 3 years, and I have explored and discovered many things. Outwardly, it is the place where you can flourish and succeed. The entire new world is open in front of you with new horizons, experience, and adventure. I am continuing professional development, studying and learning as an educator, researcher, and teacher. I would like you to introduce, it's great pleasure to introduce you my outstanding and respected colleague and friend, Professor Mrs. Sandra Stamos, who was highly dedicated and motivated teacher and a true educator over the years. Before I finish my speech, I would like to end my speech and my greeting with the words from the extract from interview by Mrs. Ambassador. She said, "I feel particularly honored to be selected to be the USA Embassy to Georgia because Georgia is a country that shares love and freedom. Thank you so much, dear Ambassador, to be so courageous person to say these words and support Georgia. This is the best ever seen. Thanks a lot. This is great. And we are suffering and striving for our independence every single day over the centuries. Once again, I'm sorry. And thank you for your team, for everything you're doing for Georgia. Sorry.
Thankful and grateful to have you as a friend, Zura. Okay. Zura, please, let's introduce your...
Okay, once again, I'm an emotional person. People who know me, they know what kind of personality I have. And sorry for my tears. And I am proud of my country. I'm proud of USA. God bless Georgia. God bless USA. Mrs. Sandra Stamos will have a speech, and she will try to contribute and say some things about our relationship, about our relation between Georgia and USA. Please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zura. Good evening, Georgia, and good morning to the USA. I am honored to be part of this special conference, especially after listening to those marvelous children. I don't think there's a question about the incredible job you are doing at Public School 17, exposing these children to education and worldly knowledge. I applaud you. They're beautiful. I would also like to reach out to our new U.S. Ambassador to Georgia, Ambassador Kelly ደግናንስ. I wish her a wonderful experience in her new surroundings. Georgia is a beautiful country with incredible people. I would also like to wish a very happy birthday to the USA We are celebrating our 244th birthday this weekend on the 4th of July. The Americans celebrate this holiday with great enthusiasm, with family backyard barbecues, hot dogs, hamburgers, watermelon, corn on the cob, and backyard opportunity to view explosive fireworks in the sky. This is typical Americana. However, I would also like to wish a belated birthday to Georgia. Georgia declared independence from the Soviet Union on April 19, 1991. Happy 29th birthday, Georgia. Shortly after Georgia declared independence, the USA President George W. Bush established diplomatic relations with Georgia. The US Embassy was then established in Tbilisi in March of 1992. And we pledged to Georgia to be of any assistance it might need. This relationship has continued for several decades, and the USA continues to offer support in all areas: agriculture, trade, environment, education, and so forth. My being an educator, I'd like to share a few experiences with you. The United States, through the US Embassy, established the American Corner in Georgia, where emphasis was placed on learning English and other cultural aspects of English-speaking countries. I personally speak 3 languages and realize how difficult it is to master a foreign language within your own country without being immersed in a foreign country to learn the language. I am so impressed with the Georgians' ability to learn English without ever leaving their native country. This is a tribute to the way in which you expose and teach English. I have many Georgian friends who have come to the USA for the first time, and their command of English is incredible. This is the tribute to the education system of Georgia. In today's world, communication is absolutely essential. Being able to communicate in a foreign language is a great asset, especially if you're able to learn a foreign language at a young age, which you are doing in Georgia with your young students. I would like to thank Irene for the opportunity to share some of my thoughts, and to Dr. Mushkidiani, my dear friend, who continues to be a superb example of the superior education he received in your school system. Thank you very much, and good night and good morning to all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce American former Peace Corps volunteer, the founder and director of American Language Center for English Speakers in Kutaisi, John Amato, a person who is always willing to give a helpful hand without any hesitation whenever it is needed. He can steer and clear the obstacles barring at the beginning of doing something new. He always helps students to master their English, and he is also willing to help teachers to grow professionally. John, please, some words about our long-lasting relationships. Please.
Thank you very much. I think there's probably a very good reason why you asked me to speak last. And I thank you for that, because I don't think there's really anything that I could add that the previous guests and speakers have said. My former John from Arkansas said everything I think very, very well. And in fact, I was also tearing up a little bit. I'm glad that you acknowledged that about yourself, because as many times as I have personally been involved with the school and their events and their presentations, this is the first time that I really felt myself being so emotional about everything that was being said. And I was almost a little embarrassed about myself. So I'm glad that you prefaced that for me. You paved the way. Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you again. It's nice to meet Sandra. It's nice to meet the ambassador virtually. And I want to know if you play that piano, Ambassador Дэgnанс. Is that your piano? Yeah, okay. So I'm sure you will invite all of us to Tbilisi for a small concerto. It doesn't matter who you care to play. I'm sure, as you probably know, Georgians are very good on the piano. Anyway, to speak directly about School 17, I came here as a Peace Corps volunteer 9 years ago. I have continued to return to Georgia and spend most of the year in the past 4 or 5 years here for several reasons. The main reason is because of the relationships that I've developed with Georgians, and in particular, the director of School 17, Irene, the teachers, and the pupils and their families. And it means so much to me. And I don't want to be redundant, too redundant anyway, but it really is about the people and the relationships. I really believe that. And the genuine nature of Georgians to share their culture with others, to really bond with America in particular, and to appreciate the things that America can do for Georgia. I think we owe that. I know that we owe that to countries like Georgia. And so I'm very proud to participate in this particular event and to continue my relationship with the school to help in any way I can. So thank you very much for the honor and the privilege to participate today.
Madloba John.
John, very much.
Please.
Now let's listen to representative of Ministry of Education and Science of Georgia, Kutaisi Educational Resource Center, Mrs. Nino Mamrikishvili. Please.
Good morning. Good evening. I'm Nino Mamrikishvili, representative of Ministry of Education and Science of Georgia, Kutaisi Educational Resources Center. It's a big honor for me to be a part of this meeting, online meeting. At first, I want to congratulate American Independence Day. To my mind, this is the most important day in the history. I would like to thank the school for organizing important events and projects. It was very nice to meet you. Wish you all the best, and thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
დიდი მადლობა ნინო. მადლობა. ჩვენი შეხვედრა დასასრულს უახლოვდება, ხო?
So, ladies and gentlemen, our event is coming up to the end. Thank you once again for your attention and participation. So we hope that our cooperation and friendship between our school and the USA Embassy will last long, as Kutaisi Public School number 17 is one of the most reliable and supportive partners in Georgia. So today, the world is in trouble. It needs more warmth, love, and care. Let's all come together and make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. And this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. Please, students, let's encourage us with music.
God plays in your heart, and I know that it is love. Place much brighter than tomorrow.
Try, but there's no need to cry. Thanks, if there's no heart to so long. Ways to get there, if you can't believe it, feel everything.
You're the one.
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire race. There are people dying. If you can't believe me, make a better place for you and for me.
If you want to know why, that is love that cannot lie. Only prayers of joyful giving.
Try to find there's no need to cry. This place, 'cause there's no heart is so wrong. Then it always falls in our first promise. Make it better.
Mama, Clarice, is 24.
Make it a better place for you and for me and me. It's time to embrace. There are people dying that you cannot believe in. Make a better place for you and for me. In the world, make it a better place for you and for me. There are people dying, yet you cannot believe it. Make a better place for you and for me.
Bravo.
დიდი მადლობა ბავშვებს. ჩვენი შეხვედრა დასასრულს მიუახლოვდათ, თეა თარგმნე და ყველა მონაწილეს უღმესი მადლობა. შეგიძლია შენ თარგმნო.
Thanks a lot for your participation.
და ჩვენ ვიმედოვნებთ, რომ ქალბატონ ელჩს შევხვდებით სკოლაში და იგი იქნება ჩვენი განსაკუთრებული სტუმარი. ყველა მონაწილეს უღმესი მადლობა და ყველას ულოცავ ამერიკის დამოუკიდებლობის დღეს.
We are looking forward to seeing our ambassador at our school. And we hope that our cooperation and friendship between our school and the USA Embassy will last long. Goodbye.
დიდი მადლობა.
Jai Hare.
მადლობა. ჯან, დიდი მადლობა.
Other priests. Mადლობა Quince.
უღმესი მადლობა. ბავშვებო, დიდი მადლობა. ყველას უღმესი მადლობა. ელჩს ხომ არ ვათქმევინოთ კიდევ რამდენიმე ზურა თქვი.
Miss Ambassador, would you like to share your emotions, feelings, or would you like to play the piano for us, a piece of nice music? We will be really delighted to listen to you. And I know that you are quite creative and talented person, so we will impatiently looking forward to hearing your playing.
Play the piano. We want piano. We want piano. We want piano. Come on, John. Janowski, come on. We want piano.
Okay.
Oh, I'm very inspired, not just by that song, but by that whole presentation. Honestly, I think I too so choked up by just the amount of enthusiasm and
Okay, we are really happy, ecstatically happy having you as an ambassador in Georgia, and I hope that we will celebrate Georgian-American friendship in the USA here somewhere. We will have beautiful friends, and we will be really honored to have you as a guest here with Mrs. Amos. And
tune into our website on Saturday. We're going to send a little video so we can't do our usual celebration. We'll have a little video virtual celebration. So check out our website on Saturday.
Okay, you know, I constantly check up you and follow you, and I'm really happy. I always try to comment and post, and I'll definitely check up and take part in it.
Thank you.
You are welcome. My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your participation. I do highly appreciate that.
Thank you very much for this opportunity as well.
Okay.
დიდი მადლობა.